What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm going to do something, it's going to be a whole different playlist on here, and the whole idea is my journey through self-development. And right now I'm having some trouble. I don't have the software that I need to get the videos off of this. It would be really great if I did because it's a fantastic camera, but I don't, and so therefore I'm just going to use my Streamlabs OBS to record a video right now, and my microphone that I normally use for streaming. If you'd like to follow me, you can right here, mixer.com/justkj. I stream every day except Sundays and Mondays, and soon Saturdays I won't be streaming either. I usually wear glasses, so if I look weird, I usually wear glasses. And I like my glasses and I like to wear them right now, but there's kind of this glare going on, and I don't want the glare to be in the video. So anyway, hi guys. I started a journey at the beginning of this year, and on this journey I am seeking to improve myself as a person. For those of you that don't know, I am a Christian, and it's not really a Christian self-development kind of deal. It's not like I have some things that involve my faith that I want to improve on, like being more intentional about my prayer life and reading my Bible and things like that. But mostly it's a different kind of self-development. This self-development you're probably more used to hearing about. For starters, me and my husband are seeking to become, me more so than my husband, we're seeking to become minimalists. That's actually what the box is behind me. It is our second of 4 donation boxes. So we're getting rid of a lot of stuff, and basically if it doesn't add value and it doesn't bring us joy, it's gone. That's the whole idea. We've downsized our wardrobe, we've downsized our bath towels, we've downsized and decluttered a lot of stuff. This closet used to be filled with a whole bunch of albums and a crazy amount of stuff, and now it's just got some coats, shoes, a vacuum cleaner. Just stuff that normal people would have, and normal necessary things for a living room closet. How's that? So yeah, we're starting a journey. I am seeking to journal about my journey, and I went and got, I don't remember where I got these. This is what the brand name is on the back of it, so maybe that can help, because I don't know. I got them off of Amazon, and they come 4 to a pack for like $19.99, and they give you just random colors. You can't request your colors, which is probably good for me because I'm a little OCD about it, and this can help me with that. But I've already filled up a pretty good chunk of this journal already, because journaling is, I mean, it's tracking progress, right? So I want to track my progress over the next year as we make these. I'm really cautious to say changes, because in 2018, my word of the year was change, okay? And I got a child, and I love my child dearly. It wasn't a change I was expecting, but we got her, and we love her dearly, but we really don't want another one right now. We can't afford another one right now. So I've already started, this is the top right here, so I've already started filling up this journal, and this journal specifically is going to be to track my progress as far as the year goes with making these changes to minimalism. I'm going to read you guys my goals basically for the year, of the things that I want to implement in my life and work on in this journey to self-development. So the first one, which is what I just told you, minimalism. I wrote down getting rid of anything that does not add value or joy to my life. Decluttering, okay? The second thing is stoicism. Some of y'all may think that is super weird, and I'm probably gonna have to put on my glasses as I read this. Some of y'all might think that's a little bit weird. Some of y'all might associate stoicism with freaky people, to say the least. People that hurt themselves or things like that. And I'm not, please do not misunderstand me, I'm not. There is no self-harm thing here, anything like that, okay? I'm gonna get banned from YouTube. Anyway, Stoicism is defined by Siri as a noun, It is the endurance of pain or hardship without the display of feelings and without complaint. Anybody on here that has any interest in self-development probably knows who Matt D'Avella is. And this is actually how this started. Is I started watching Matt D'Avella, and that's what got me interested in minimalism. And then as I got into the interest of minimalism, I started finding things that I was like, I want to work on that. I want to change my life in a different way. I want to become a better me. Okay, so I'm not going to hurt myself physically to get better at Stoicism, but Matt D'Avella mentioned a guy who wrote a book called The Flinch, and I want to look at Stoicism as the art of embracing the flinch. So the way Matt D'Avella kind of touched on this and how it all came about was he took cold showers for 30 days. And the cold shower, before you get in it, that's the flinch. That fear that you feel before the cold water touches your skin, that's called the flinch. And I want to embrace the flinch. I want to embrace things that make me uncomfortable in order to kind of push my boundaries a little bit, if that makes sense. So, not in a weird way, I'm not going to physically harm myself to become stoic. I will simply practice embracing the flinch that I learned about from Matt D'Avella. In order to do this, I'm considering taking a cold shower challenge for 30 days to embrace the flinch. I am actually considering doing that, and basically I'm going to allow these videos to be kind of like a journal, like a video journal, where I just kind of let you guys know how it's going and I talk to you guys about what I'm doing, okay? Another thing is exercise. I want the gym to not just become a regular part of my routine, but a habit that I am uncomfortable with missing. Me and my husband were doing really great going to the gym and exercising up until we found out I was pregnant. And not having been pregnant before and not knowing anything about pregnancy and how safe the baby was and what it was safe to do and what it wasn't safe to do, my appointment wasn't until not really 5 weeks after. It was a couple weeks after I found out I was pregnant, and I had been pregnant for 5 weeks. But anyway, so I didn't know that. And when I found out, it was like this ultimate fear of, what if I do something that hurts the baby? What if exercising causes me to, trigger warning, sorry. What if exercise causes me to lose the baby? Now, somewhere probably a month or two into my doctor's visits, my doctor explained nothing short of something hard hitting my stomach was going to hurt that baby. And she explained to me just how truly safe my daughter was in my stomach. And that did comfort me, but then I was too afraid. I'm like, okay, it's been too long, and the sudden stress of exercise is going to harm the baby. Okay, so this is just my thought process. And so it got us out of the routine of going to the gym. And I want to get back into that routine. I really enjoyed going to the gym. I enjoy how I feel when I start my morning with exercise. It really makes me feel a lot better, but I mean, obviously, I'm not as healthy as I could be, and I'd like to be more healthy, especially when it comes to my mental health. I feel like going to the gym and exercising as a part of a regular routine and a habit that becomes uncomfortable with missing, I feel like that would be really good for my depression and my anxiety. So that was one. Journaling, tracking different things, just like this journal and especially this journal. One journal I'm considering is a reading journal to track how many books I read throughout the year. So I did that. I've already started with another journal here. This is my reading journal. And I started as of yesterday, okay? As of yesterday, just in the month of January, I have read 5 books. The Conception of Terror, Volume 1. I've reread When God Whispers Your Name by Max Lucado. I've read When Less Becomes More by Emily Ley. I have read Crash the Chatterbox by Stephen Furtick. I've read The Day the World Came to Town, 9/11 in Gander, Newfoundland. So, by the way, I recommend all of these books. Highly, highly recommend all of those books. Okay, well, I highly recommend all but the first one. The one that was what was it? The Conception of Terror. It was okay. I liked how it was presented because I read it through Audible, and I was listening to it, and it's not presented as all the other books where it's just somebody sitting down and reading it. There's actually actors, and like you hear the background noises, and it's like listening to a movie, but none of the visuals are important. Does that make sense? But I mean, it was nice in that sense. But I mean, generally it was okay. If you're looking for a horror story, I wouldn't. Now there was a couple of times because of the way it was presented, like there was a car crash at one point, and you actually hear the car smash into something, and it scared the crap out of me. So it was pretty cool. But so um, I want to be intentional with tracking things, with these videos, with this journal. I just want to be able to look back and say, okay, I've made this progress. This is where I came from, as I said before, intentional prayer. I want to be more intentional. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. I want to be more intentional about spending time with God in prayer, praying more specifically for others as well. I feel like that's pretty self-explanatory. Finances, I want to be more intentional with our money. I want to be a good steward of it, thinking out purchases better. So not just. I'm listening to a book right now. It's actually like a 6-book series, so I don't know what part of the book I'm listening to, but it's talking about challenges about, okay, so like when you're going through becoming a minimalist, it's talking about you have something that you're afraid to let go of. Something that like you look at it and it's you can't tell if you're holding on to it, just hold on to it, or if you're holding on to it because it brings you joy. You don't really know. So it tells you to put it out in the open somewhere where you're going to continuously see it and sleep on it. And it recommends doing so for later purchases as well. So instead of me just saying, ooh, I want that, let me get it, I'm going to say, okay, do I really need that? And then I'm going to go home and I'm going to sleep on it. Okay? And that's kind of the idea. Is that I want to be more intentional about what I spend money on. Eating habits. I want to be more intentional about what goes into my body. I want to eat healthy. As I'm sure many people do, life gets busy and we get a pizza or we get McDonald's. We get something that's fast food and easy to eat, but sucks the life out of us basically. And I want to be more intentional about what I'm putting in my body. I want to know what's in it. I want to know what I'm eating. I want to know what I'm am I ingesting chemicals or am I ingesting fruits and vegetables and natural things? I want to pay attention to that. Okay. So time management. I want to make more time for friends. I'm staying so busy since I've had my daughter that between taking care of her and streaming and trying to make all of these transitions and just in general. And now that we live a little bit further away from our friends, I'm not as intentional about saying, hey, come over, or hey, you want to get lunch, or things like that. And I want to be more intentional about it. I want to make time better set aside for my friends. So anyway, laundry. I want to be transparent with you guys. Me and my husband tend to just get to laundry when we can. And it has us at the end of our laundry scrambling to find something clean to wear. So, and then we're like, okay, and then it's a massive load. Now, granted, now that we've downsized our wardrobe, that won't be as huge of an issue. But I want to actually work it into a scheduled routine. I want to not get to it when I get to it. I want to say, okay, this day, every week, every other week, whatever, or these days a month, that's laundry day, okay? And not just get to it when I get to it. Intentionality. I want to be more intentional about my screen time. I want to spend every second of my life intentionally. I want no time to be wasted. I think that's pretty self-explanatory too. Me and my husband have taken a break over the last month from social media. We haven't been on Twitter. We haven't been on Facebook, Instagram, things like that. We've just been putting off social media. I still streamed, but I set it up to where my Streamlabs tweeted out when I went live, and then people just had to deal with it if, afterwards. There was no tweeting off. It was just tweeting on. And it's been very beneficial to just not be sucked into Facebook or Instagram, mindlessly scrolling, or, okay, more specifically, TikTok. It's been very beneficial to not be sucked into the vortex that is TikTok. That just sucks you in and just keeps you and holds on to you mindlessly scrolling through and watching videos and things like that. It's been very nice to be more intentional about what we're doing when we're looking at our phones or looking at the computer or on the Xbox. So I want to be more intentional about that. So I'm thinking that maybe 30 minutes a day is all I'm going to spend on social media. And once 30 minutes is off, I shut them off and I don't turn them back on until the next day. So I'm definitely going to let you guys know how that goes, but I think that's how I'm going to handle my screen time. That's just what we've discussed over the last couple of days, since we've had such a big break, saying, okay, for 30 minutes a day, and I can break that up. I can do like 15 minutes here and 15 minutes there, but 30 minutes total of Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. And TikTok's, I might as well just delete TikTok, because if I get on TikTok, I'll be on there for the entire 30 minutes. So, but that's how we're going to combat that. We're going to keep alerts off and things like that, so that I don't get an alert to my phone saying so-and-so liked this or so-and-so did that. That way, it's all intentional. It's not, oh, an alert, and I click it. We're not going to do that. We're just going to keep alerts off, and I'll see the alerts when I go into the app. So, I want to do something, one thing a month that makes me uncomfortable, that pushes my anxiety to overcome. So I don't think I've really talked about it much on this channel. I suffer with depression and anxiety in very severe manners. And sometimes they're really easy to deal with, and I can go about my day, and it's like, it's kind of there, but like I can deal with it. And then I go through times where it's crippling. And in the last couple of days, my depression's really been kicking my butt. And anxiety usually just kicks my butt in the moment. Sometimes it's overwhelming in times that it really shouldn't be, but then there's things that make me super uncomfortable, and my anxiety usually wins. It's like it puts me in a wrestling match with the anxiety, and I lose every time. So I want to do one thing a month that makes me super uncomfortable and that usually pushes my anxiety to the edge, in hopes that not only will it help the whole stoicism thing, but it can help me overcome moments of anxiety when I need to. But yeah, that's what I'm working on as far as self-development goes over this year. And it's going to be a constant process, and I'm going to be tracking it. I'm going to be tracking it every day, every time I can, in my journal here. I'd say I want to read more books, but I feel like I'm doing a really good job of that since I got Audible. I was having a lot of trouble when my daughter came along, sitting down and reading a book. Before she came along, especially when I was pregnant and I was sick all the time, I literally did nothing but read. Like, I just flew through books like you wouldn't believe, like physical books. And then she come along, and I got a new book. Sometime after she was born, probably 4 or 5 months after she was born, a new book came out in a series that I had gotten into when I was pregnant, and I couldn't read it. Like, I kept trying to sit down and read it, and I would get 2 or 3 paragraphs in, and I'd have to stop for some reason or another. And my husband, the blessing that he is, allowed me a day where I just went out and I sat on the porch and I just read the book. And I finished it, and it was wonderful, of course. But I missed reading books. It was something that really, it brings me a lot of joy to read a book, and it's a great escape. If you love books, you know what I'm talking about. And so we found Audible. This isn't like an advertisement thing. I just really like Audible. And it's been wonderful to be able to just read. I can still read, but it's just being read to me. So yeah, I do miss physical books. And when I get opportunities, I do read physical books. Like when I reread When God Whispers Your Name, that was a book I had on my shelf, and I was just able to read it. Especially since she's getting into a routine, it's getting a little bit easier to read physical books after she goes to bed. So, but I can still do it. So, that's it. I appreciate you guys if you've made it this far, and it's going to be a long, hard journey, but a journey that I think will be worth it in the end, and we're going to keep trying. And I'm sorry, by the way, you can see, this just looks bad right there, but this right here, all this purple, for some reason, the purple bled on my head, and it won't come off. I think that's a problem, but It won't come off. I've tried. I actually sincerely tried before this video. And here we are. So it's still there. And it just looks bad today. That's why I got this hat on. But, that's it. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. And I hope you guys join me making some changes in your lives as well. And I'll see you guys. I don't know how often I'm going to post these videos. Maybe once a week. Who knows? But hopefully I'll get some sort of system going with it, or just on a case-by-case basis. Thank you guys. May the Lord bless you and keep you. May He make His face to shine upon you and give you His peace. In Jesus' name. I guess that's it. Yeah. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, ring that notification bell, give the video a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. And I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.